Welcome to the Global Skill Development Council, your gateway to digital transformation. We are an independent, vendor-neutral ISO IEC 1024 accredited certification body committed to helping individuals and organizations stay future-ready in a rapidly evolving world. GSDC is accredited by the Accreditation Board for International Certification Bodies, ABICB. For 10 years, we've certified more than 100,000 professionals across Europe, North America, Asia, and Africa, with our offices in Switzerland, the United States, and Singapore. Our programs are recognized by leading publications and podcasts, including Forbes, Tech Target, People Managing People. We offer 100-plus globally accredited certifications across emerging and in-demand domains like generative AI and emerging technologies, HR and learning and development, project management and agile Scrum, ISO and quality management, information security. Each GSDC certification is designed to empower professionals with confidence and help organizations stay competitive in a fast-changing landscape. Every certification is crafted with insights from 100-plus global advisory board members representing top universities and leading industry experts. Our certified professionals are trusted by 500-plus multinational companies, which help unlock better roles, faster promotions, and delivering cutting-edge expertise. We partner with 100-plus authorized training partners and 50-plus universities, supporting talent across all career levels, from entry-level to executive leadership. As a GSDC member, you gain lifelong access to interactive webinars, hands-on workshops, SME panels, and global summits. Join a vibrant community of 25,000-plus members and be part of our global events. Check our reviews on Trustpilot. We're trusted worldwide for quality, support, and impact. Whether you're aiming higher or building tomorrow's talent, GSDC is your partner in purposeful growth and impactful leadership. Visit our website to explore our offerings. GSDC, share the best practices and learn from the best practices.
Hello everyone, a very warm welcome back to all of you in one more impactful session of AI. So let's start with the today's session. My name is Pratibha and I'll be your moderator. So if at any point you have any question or if you want to know more regarding the GSDC, please feel free to use the chat box. So I hope you are all ready for today's session. Just allow me a minute to share my screen. Meanwhile, please do let us know from where you guys are watching. So, on behalf of the Global Skill Development Council, I'm truly delighted to welcome you all into the GSDC Certified Learning Must Know AI Strategy series. From automation to autonomous intelligence in business, building the roadmap from AI automation to autonomy. And one of the things which make this webinar so interesting is the amazing expert panel we have lined up for you. Some of them have already delivered a very incredible and insightful sessions, and others are all set to bring in more powerful ideas. For those who have joined with us for the very first time, let me give you a quick introduction who we are. Global Skill Development Council is a globally recognized certification body. We are accredited by ABICB. Till yet, we have a 250,000 professionals certified with us. We are associated with 500 plus subject matter experts, and we are also partnered with 100 plus training providers across globe. We are also associated with 1,000 plus multinational companies and 50 plus university worldwide. We are also very proud to be associated with our media partner WordPress Hub for covering all of our press releases and event releases. So before starting the session, I just wanted to make a quick announcement that we have launched a very unique platform called GSDC AI Studio, Lifelong Learning Initiative. In the GSDC AI Studio, you will be getting 100 plus live monthly sessions with global expert, 4 daily sessions, 45-minute live expert lead session for hands-on learning, sessions from global expert. You can learn directly from our AI leaders around the world, real-time practice. You can apply concept immediately and get your question answered. Certification ready. You will be getting the training aligned with industry standard for job ready skills. So currently we are covering 100% certification in our portfolio, which include the learning and development, HR, Gen AI, agentic AI, emerging technologies, ISO lead auditor and implementer, project management and PMO, Agile DevOps and SRE, cybersecurity, digital transformation, and many more. But once you get certified with GSDC, you just don't walk away with the certification. You also become a part of our community, which comes with GSDC membership benefits, including lifelong membership, certification upgrade, workshop boot camps, learning club access, also the full benefit of GSDC AI Studio, and many more. With that, it's time to welcome our today's speaker. Today we have Prince with us. Prince is a leading voice in Africa's digital and leadership space, an award winning speaker, tech entrepreneur, and branding strategist, passionate about empowering the next generation of African leaders. A Harvard trained communication expert with an MBA in leadership for multi-literature organizations, he helps CEOs under 40 build powerful brands and integrated AI for smarter results. Prince has inspired thousands through platforms like the Empower Talks and Trailblazers Africa, coaching TEDx speaker and C-suite leaders. Named Ghana's, he has also named Ghana's under 30 Tech CEO of the Year. His leadership is grounded in authenticity, empowerment, and creating lasting impact. And today he is going to lead the session on AI and the psychology of business growth strategies, driving scalable impact in the corporate world. So, but before handing over the virtual mic, just a quick reminder. If you have any query regarding the GSDC EI Studio or GSDC initiative, otherwise, if you would like to connect with Prince regarding any query or guidance, please feel free to use the chat box. Once again, don't be shy. Drop your reactions, emojis, and quick comment into the chat. That's how we know you're with us, actively listening and absorbing from this insightful session. We also have an announcement to make at the end of today's session, which is a $400 worth gift certification voucher. With that, it's time to welcome Prince on our platform. Thank you so much, Prince, for coming on our platform. We are very honored to have you as our speaker. The stage is all yours.
Hello, everyone. Hi. Yes, I am Prince Okampa Osafo, and I'm really excited to be here today. I am going to be sharing a few insights in regards to AI and how it relates to psychology and how these two can fuse together for business growth in terms of strategy and scaling. And so, without wasting much time, I'm going to be walking you through what we have for today. Okay, once again, I'm Prince Okwampa, and I'll be walking you through AI and the psychology of business growth strategies, driving scalable impact in the corporate world. And so we'll be looking a little bit more into, if you're paying attention to the color psychology, as it were depicted on the page, we'll be looking at the psychology bit, and we'll be looking at business growth strategies, and then we'll be looking at what drives scalable impact in the corporate world. Okay. And so we are looking at the first task for today. So by the time I'm done, I'm expecting every participant of this session today to give me a complete breakdown of how they can optimize AI in their processes. So I want to believe that every business, and as it were, every audience joining this session today is a business leader one way or another. And so I expect that you have a business system, and then now that system, how do you use AI to optimize that system in terms of automations and all of that? And so I just want you to give a complete breakdown of how you would want to include AI and then what process of your business. So example would be reporting, forecasting, customer insights, risk analysis, hiring screening, and demand planning. And then now after all of that, you're going to say why you want AI to do that for you. Okay. And the second task will be the human bit. And so the human governed decision. So how to identify one decision point at the same business process, and why you think including the human side also helps in efficiency in terms of your deliverables. And so example will be final approval, ethical judgment, strategic trade-offs, and then stakeholder impact. And then also we're going to finish that with why you are looking at the human factor in that regard. And so the very first thing we have to understand is that AI is basically the replication, okay, or the mimicry of human intelligence. And as it were, there are 9 types of intelligence. Okay, there's linguistic, there is bodily kinesthetic intelligence, there's mathematical and logical intelligence, there is spatial intelligence, there's musical intelligence, there's several actually. And so I'll be walking you through a few. Today I selected 6 because it's relevant to what we are talking about today. And so the very first one will be logical mathematical intelligence. And so that has to do with analytical and numerical reasoning. Okay. And what that means is that you can find that if someone is operating in a mathematical intelligence, you find out that they're very good with numbers and anything that has to do with pattern recognition. Okay. And in this case, what is AI doing then? When you have, say, a math problem and give it to an AI tool or system, it can give you an accurate response to that. Why? Because that is what human beings are good at. Okay. And so it is a direct mimicry of human intelligence, and that is logical mathematical intelligence. And then the next one will be the spatial visual intelligence. Okay, so spatial intelligence has to do with anybody who is good with mental imagery, shapes and sizes. Okay, can tell what shape or size can fit where, and they are really, really good at it. And so in this case, you're looking at that being applicable to architecture, or has to do with geography and anything in between, right? So that is the spatial and visual type of intelligence. The next one is naturalistic intelligence. Naturalistic intelligence can be used for weather forecasting. Some people are really good with plants. Even they can understand plants up to the most atomic level. Okay. And these very gifted individuals with these type of intelligence are the ones that I'm talking about. And in this case, you're looking at AI doing the same. And what is AI going to do in this regard? AI is going to help you in terms of efficiency, determining and projecting what the weather is going to look like, maybe in a day, in a week, in a month, or some time to come. And so there are individuals that are actually also good with understanding plants up to the atomic level. And in this case, you're looking at AI being able to tell you, okay, this plant is in good health, and so that means that the knowledge can be applicable in agriculture. For those of you who are in the field of agriculture and watching this session right now, you can tell that that is applicable in the field of agriculture. And so you're looking at detecting plants that have gone bad, the ones that are likely to do well, and what methodologies you can actually employ to increase your revenue in terms of efficiency, and then also making sure that your crops don't go bad. Okay. And especially the African region has a high demand in that regard, because there is like agriculture is mostly the move for growth in terms of the GDP of Africa. You're looking at tourism, you're looking at agriculture, and these are relevant fields. And so AI can help in increasing efficiency in that regard. And now you're moving to musical intelligence. And so musical intelligence has to do with when someone is good at rhythm, pitch, melody, perception, okay, and pattern recognition as well. And so you realize that if someone has mathematical intelligence, they're likely to have musical intelligence, and also vice versa. Okay. And so in this case, I think some of you might have noticed by now that people have been using AI to generate music. Okay. And in this case, how is it applicable? We are looking at the entertainment industry. Okay. So from creation of beats and melody to film. Okay. And all these ones are in this regard relevant. And AI can be used to facilitate the work, can make the workflow that easy, and also improve in terms of creativity of whoever is using the AI tool, as it were. And so AI can be used in that regard. and you're looking at interpersonal intelligence. And interpersonal intelligence, I brought this because I wanted to highlight the limitations of AI. And so I'm going to be I'll be throwing more light in that regard in the course of this session. And then there is interpersonal intelligence, which is, understanding and relating to others in that regard. And so when it comes to interpersonal intelligence, there's a logical side and there's the emotional side. AI leans more towards the logical side. And so when you're looking at the 6 types of intelligence that I've emphasized on today for this session, you can tell that logical and mathematical intelligence, naturalistic intelligence, and then spatial visual intelligence, musical intelligence, and then interpersonal intelligence, especially the logic side of interpersonal intelligence, is the part that AI is leaning towards the more than any other side of intelligence. Obviously, AI doesn't have, the emotional side of intelligence. And so, yes, we move on to the next. So in terms of data processing, okay, and in this case, I am talking about the artificial side of intelligence, which is AI, and in this case, is mimicking, the processes of humans. And so how we process data, analyze and recognize patterns, and then, in terms of automation. Now, AI can do automation. Obviously, you can't put humans on autopilot. Okay, everything that has to be done has to be intentional and efficient, right? And so in this case, you're looking at AI processing data. And so analyzing the vast databases instantly, within the shortest possible time, and then also pattern recognition. In this case, pattern recognition can cut across several fields and sectors. Pattern recognition can be for capture reasons, which is verifying whether you are a bot or not. And then another part will be facial recognition. Okay, so if there are certain features of your face, AI can actually detect that. And in psychology, I'm going to also be explaining that. Exactly. And then in terms of automation, yes, automation. Automation, AI can be working on autopilot. And so it can run 24/7 without any break when you set it right. Okay. So when it comes to speed processing and then memory capacity and then continuous operation of AI, now we can't deny the fact that AI is way advanced. Okay. And I'll be heading towards the intelligence quotient and then emotional quotient. When it comes to the emotional quotient, as I said earlier, AI is deficient. Okay. So there are several things when it comes to emotional quotient. The emotional quotient bit The emotional quotient bit will be leaning more towards schemata, cognition, and then imprinting. So schemata is the complete psychological makeup of a human being. Okay. Every experience, every smell, every touch, every negative or positive experience that you've been through forms the schemata. Okay. And let's liken schemata to a container. Okay. And so when you're looking at a container, you're looking at what is on the inside. And so inside of schemata, you have cognition and you have imprinting. Cognition is traits that are similar to a specific age group. And so when you're looking at toddlers, they have the particular cognition that they're operating in. When you look at teenagers, they have their particular cognition that they're operating in. When you look at young adults, ODs, they all have their levels of cognition that they are operating in. And this is very relevant in this regard. Why do I say this? Because AI has a way of personifying human beings just so it can relate with you better based on your level of cognition. And most of the time, as business leaders, you mostly have the propensity to omit the human side of AI, sometimes forgetting that at the end of the day, you're making your products or you're tailoring your service to serve humans. And so the human side is really important and shouldn't be taken lightly. Shouldn't be taken lightly. Very, very important. And if you noticed, there's something that's been happening on the slide, okay? And that is what I will call subliminal messaging in this regard. And so, subliminal messaging, what's a subliminal messaging? Subliminal messaging, anything that influences your decision without you necessarily having to consciously think about it. And so, inside of the human mind, there's the conscious mind and there's the subconscious mind. The conscious mind is what controls your decision in current time. For instance, I'm speaking in this session and you are hearing, actively listening to what I'm saying. But then you are blinking from where you are smelling, you are taking a deep breath, or you're breathing, you can hear what I'm saying. All these are subliminal messaging that you're picking on. And right when I spoke about it, you became conscious of the fact that you're blinking, that you're breathing, that you're hearing. Okay. And so all those things are operational in your conscious mind, right? And in your subconscious mind, that is where all your memories are stored, all your past experiences. And as I mentioned earlier, your schemata, that is where they are all stored. And it is very important you know this, because when you get to know that there's subliminal messaging embedded in AI tools, you understand the better use of it. If you want to have the best use of AI, you need to understand the human side of it. And that is why I'm really, really emphasizing on the psychological side of AI. And in this case, you're a business owner. You want to focus on training your staff for them to understand the use of AI, not just the technical bits, but then also to use it to blend with the emotional side that obviously has a deficit. Okay. And so you want to focus on training them. And as it were, I mentioned the efficiency gap. Okay. In terms of processing speed, obviously you can't compare AI with humans. AI is way, way faster than humans. Okay. And so the AI processes information at millions of operations per second. Okay. That humans can't compete. And then memory capacity stores and recalls vast amounts of information without decay. If I'm to ask you any experience from, let's say, your day of yesterday, or let's say your I don't know, yes, tomorrow, anything, or last month, maybe you should recall a detail, something that precisely happened. You can't recall and give me precise details. You're just going to give me a brief of your entire experience, and that is a limitation of the human mind. But then AI, as it were, artificial intelligence, is going to recall every single detail without blemish or without decay. And that is really important. And as it were, continuous operation, it works without fatigue, breaks, or any sleep requirements. And so it's on autopilot, as I mentioned earlier. And then now the emotional void. When it comes to emotional intelligence, I mean, there have been several instances where AI tools have misled people into taking poison, confusing them for something that is going to ease them of, their pain, their emotional pain. And then the users actually followed suit, and they died, and some of them also perished, as it were, some also facing a lot of ailments that they didn't actually plan for. And that is because of the wrong use of AI. And as it were, they got the wrong information, because AI doesn't have the emotional intelligence to give you the correct and accurate information that you would need as a human. Okay. And so it's going to just analyze your input and give you logical answers. And most of the time, it's not ideal. I know developers are actually working around this. And so at some point, we're definitely going to have that solved. Yes. And then creativity and intuition. When it comes to the creativity bit, AI can be creative, but then it is currently highly dependent on your input. Okay. And as it were, it is called prompting, or if you want to go on a deeper level, prompt engineering. If you don't give it a specific prompt, it won't give you exactly what you're looking for. Okay. And I know that in a few years to come, you know, uh, there are corporations right now working around, the thoughts of human being converted into prompting, and that's creating your exact reality in the AI tool. And I know we are getting there, but now we are not there. And so the current resources available, actually suggests that AI and its creativity is actually limited without any human input. And that is why the human input is really, really important. And that's what excites me about today's session, because I have the opportunity to share that with you. And so original thinking beyond programmed patterns, okay? And so if it's not programmed, if there's no prompts given to it, it can't share anything. It can't get creative, okay? You would have to prompt it. Even if, say, you are generating a song, if you're in the entertainment industry, you would have to enter a prompt and tell it the specific genre to generate, maybe the BPMs, the beats per minute to generate with a song. And all those things will be incumbent upon the details that you give the AI tool. And so that is deficient in that regard. And you're looking at the empathy. Empathy is genuine connection and compassion. Okay. Can AI exercise genuine connection with you? Can I have compassion with you? And that is the human side that AI can't replace right now as we speak. I know developers are working around it, but as it were, I personally believe that it's going to stay at mimicking human intelligence without necessarily having to explicitly, replicate the empathy bit of human intelligence. And it's that important. For me, I would prefer that humans can lean more towards preserving the things that come to us naturally and make us humans. Okay. And emotions and empathy is another side of it. It's very, very relevant to being human. And another one is ethical judgment. Okay. It didn't say logical reasoning or logical judgment. It said ethical judgment. That is moral reasoning based on values. What values do AIs have? What they have is policies. They don't have any human values. Okay. And so even when you prompt, I think there are some platforms, as some of you might know, I wouldn't be the one to lead you to those platforms. But then when you visit those platforms, what you're going to notice is that even when you enter certain prompts to generate, things related to nudity, it is going to generate it for you. Okay. And that is it ethical? No, it is not. And so, yeah, some are using that for child pornography, and anything in between. Some are also using it for deep faking and things like that. Using AI to generate deep fakes is actually a thing right now. And people are using it for scamming, and things like that. And I don't think that should be something that people should be focusing on. And so AI is not really in very much inclined with ethical judgment. It is more of logical reasoning and giving you feedback based on the code. Okay. And now when it comes to the intelligence bit, okay, the IQ, I've spoken a lot about the EQ. Now we are talking about the IQ. When you look at IQ, the average, especially in West Africa, where I am presenting from, is 58 to 61. Okay, that is the mid cognitive stage. And so I mentioned levels of cognition, if you realized, and then the mid cognition cognitive stage will be somewhere around the 19 years old to 25 years old. Okay, so when you're taking the IQ of such individuals, this is what you get on an average. Okay, and the global average is 100, and then AI systems obviously are crossing, a 100. And so there are some AI tools that actually measured up to 115, in terms of IQ. And so these are very, very important things that I am really pleased to share with you today. I made sure that this was straightforward. And then any time after that, your test and answering those questions, and then, taking a thing or two from you, and then me laying more emphasis on them is going to help me understand the state of the problem that you're facing, and then helping you solve that in current time. So I'm actually excited to do that right now. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prince, for the amazing and impactful session. I'm sure our participants have learned a lot. So, the participant, the floor is officially open for question and answer. So, if you have any question, please feel free to use the chat box. Meanwhile, Prince, we do have few question from the participant of LinkedIn and YouTube. So, just allow me a minute to pull out those question for you.
Okay, that's okay.
Just allow me a minute, please. Would you like to, meanwhile, I'm pulling out the question. Would you like to give any final statement?
Okay, so my final statement is this: that we shouldn't focus too much on AI, just AI. Okay, we should use AI as a tool, and not the thing that drives our decisions. Okay, because as I said earlier in my presentation, AI can't make decisions in regard to empathy, and that is also relevant, when you're dealing with people. At the end of the day, we are humans. You understand? We have emotions, being the underlying factors of our decision making, even though some of us might not want to admit it, but emotions drive a lot of the decisions that we make. And also, I mentioned subliminal messaging. And so, AI and the use of it should be used as a tool and not the thing for rational decision making. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the detailed and thoughtful statement. So the first question we have from Umar. Some says AI is a bubble, it's gonna burst. However, we are seeing IT giants already AGI and ASI. What are your thoughts on this? Prince.
Can you take the question again? Investing. I'm seeing
S-
investing. You corrected
So,
from.
some says AI is a bubble, it's gonna bust. However, we are seeing IT giants already AGI and ASI investing.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
what are your
Okay.
thoughts on
Okay. Okay. Great. So the thing about I'm going to answer that in regards to human evolution. Okay. And so as I said, I'm going to be tailoring most of my things to the psychology bit of it. Now, I know that people definitely believe that AI is a bubble and it's going to burst. Okay, it's inflating. In fact, people believe that in like 5 years maximum is just going to be over. All right, but then I don't believe so. I don't believe so. AI is more long term than we think because, as I said earlier, it is a direct mimicry of human intelligence. So long as human intelligence is not expiring, and as it were, we are also a little bit deficient when it comes to processing times and keeping information, AI stays relevant. Do you understand? Because at the end of the day, we still keep moving. And so AI is not a bubble that is going to burst. I'm just looking at the ethical bit. For the ethical bit, I know that maybe 40% of most of the new projects that they're trying on, and in terms of how it's attracting investors and things like that, that is going to be dropping just a little bit because some are also not following, ethical standards, as it were. That is why there are compliances, and other things guiding developers in that regard. And so I feel that yes, you might think that it is a bubble and it's going to burst, anytime soon. But no, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. A lot of years are going to pass before maybe that's going to happen. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the amazing answer. So we
Mhm.
have next question from the Ajay. Why
Mhm.
the AI forums publish a possible use case where AI can or should be used and where it should not be?
Can you take the question again?
Why the AI forum publish a possible use case where AI can or should be used and where it should not be?
Sorry, I'm not getting the question. Kindly let me go through the.
So
Hold on.
basically,
Yeah.
Ajay wants to ask like why AI forum are publishing a use cases where
Mhm.
AI should be used or should not be used. So what is the scenario? Why they are publishing like this?
Okay. 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 All right. Thank you. Thank you. So in this case, we're looking at. Um, Can you give me a minute? Okay. Okay. I am leaning more towards the. I think this person's question is not really coming clear to me. I'll be honest with you. Yes, and as it were, that's one thing that AI is not really doing. So so yeah, it's not coming clear. So if the person can honestly reframe it, because I don't want to give a different. The way I'm understanding it, I don't know if delivering my answer is going to give a slightly different, meaning or something. So I wouldn't want to confuse you, trying to convince you. So thank you very much.
So, Ajay, please ask your question in more clarity so that
Yes.
Prince can answer in more clearly. So we
Yeah.
have next question once again for Omar, a follow-up question that he's trying to learn and sell agentic solution. What
Yeah.
do you think? What will the future of agentic AI?
Okay. I think that the future of agentic AI is really promising. That's what I can say now. But then whatever solution that you want to provide to businesses, okay, make sure you tailor it to either of the intelligences I have mentioned. If it doesn't solve or fuse with the type of intelligence that already exists with humans, it will be hard to enter the system. Okay? Because at the end of the day, you are just, if I'm permitted to say, it's more like you're creating a human being pro max, right? And so you want to get a Pro Max version of a human. And so you are solving the solutions faster, you're giving it more efficiency, and you are delivering more value as even at a slightly lower cost than a human being would. Yes. And when you have that solution, at the end of the day, people have problems and they want relevant solutions to those problems. And so if you're able to solve that with your agentic AI solution, then boom, you're in business. And so that is not going out anytime soon. Yes, it is promising. So you should try that. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the great answers. So, next we have a question from the participant of YouTube. In your experience, what psychological bias most often influence business decision making, and how can AI help mitigate them?
Okay, psychological biases. I think I mentioned one earlier. Okay, taking advantages of the emotional side of humans. Now, this is it. People have suffered from entering prompts. Okay, and then the kind of prompts that they enter is more aligning towards emotion than logic. Do you get it? If it's a logical problem, AI is definitely going to give you an answer that you want. If it's an emotional problem, at first, AI will advise you to go see a psychologist, but now it is trying to answer those questions for you. And I don't think it's the best thing to do right now. So that is a bias, okay, that I think developers are still working on, but now it's not really, really in your favor. And so if the problem that you have is leaning more towards emotion or the human side, please and please just make sure AI is not the thing solving the solutions for you. I mean, solving the problems for you. And that is why I give you the task in the beginning. State what you think AI can do for you in your business, system, and why you think AI will be the best thing to do, okay, in that regard, or to best thing to employ in that regard. And then also looking at the human side of it that AI cannot replace and why you want to maintain that. It is very important. So maybe you can pay attention to that side, and I think the answer is going to pop out of that. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the amazing answers. So, as I sent a reframed question, as a guidance, can various AI forums publish a list of use cases which are best candidate for AI implementation, and also the list of possible use cases where AI should not be used?
Okay, so the use cases that AI should not be used, I think it fuses more with this question I just answered. Okay, is the human side of it, emotional side. AI doesn't have emotional intelligence just yet. Okay, if I'm to liken it to an age group or the cognitive stages I mentioned earlier, that would be like someone who is more like a 2 year old or say maximum a 5 year old. That's the emotional intelligence of AI right now. And so, if you as a human, a full-grown adult, I don't think that Sorry, your name again? I'm finding it hard to.
Ajay, Ajay.
Ajay. Okay. So Ajay, I don't think you're going to want to take advice from a 5 year old right now if you want to make a serious emotional decision, right? If you can't entrust a 5 year old to give you that emotional solution, why would you entrust that to an AI tool? Do you understand? Yes. And so it can be published, yes. It can be published, yes. But then I won't advise you to use that for the human side of intelligence. Yes. Employ it in different, areas. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the great answer. So, the next question we have: what ethical considerations should companies keep in mind when leveraging AI for business growth and influencing human decision making?
Okay. Um, I'll put it simple. Do unto others what you want others to do unto you. Okay. The AI you're using is a tool, right? Um, a weapon like a gun can be used as a weapon. Okay, it can also be used it can be used to take lives. It can be used to save lives as well. It can be used for self-defense. It can be used for crime. And so that is a tool in your hand that you have to use wisely. A knife can do the same. It can give you the best meals by, slicing ingredients, in half and in pieces. And the same thing can be used for crime as well. And so in this case, you understand AI as a tool. You should use it with human rationale. Okay, if you know that whatever you're using it for, if used against you in that regard, you wouldn't like it, please just don't do it. Don't do it. Right? Yes, that is why I mentioned that you shouldn't leave ethical decisions for AI. You should use it as a tool and for the right reason. Why are you using it as a tool? Because then it is being guided by your own cognition and schemata. Yes, that is why I included those two key things: the schemata, which is your psychological makeup, and then cognition, what influences your decision based on your age group. Very important. Two key elements that you can take out when you're using AI tools.
So, as I has a follow-up question on this,
Go
that
ahead.
yes, I understand your point, but companies are left and right trying to use AI without any proper evaluation, as we have learned in various GSDC session also. So, what are your takes on that?
Okay, my takes on that will be the country that you are in. I believe that they have their cybersecurity laws and policies. Okay, and so if, let's say, you're working in a department or in a company, and then you realize that you're not complying based on the ethical standards that the country has set, or the policies that you're supposed to follow and they're not following, either the developers or the users. Okay, then in that case, you know that someone is not following policies because they are policies. Okay, they are policies. Whenever you create a product, okay, there is this global standard called the Six Sigma methodology. They're going to use that to be sure that your product is due for consumption. Okay, and so if the product is going to be due for consumption, obviously you must have passed the stage of the auditing. Okay, and quality control, and in that case it means that you are checking, all the boxes. Yes, and so I don't want to believe that if you're using it for a wrong use, you're not going to be fished out anytime soon, based on the country that you're in. For instance, my country, Ghana, our systems are really, really advanced. If someone is using, a digital platform for the wrong uses, fishing you out is quite easy. Especially in Ghana, our systems are just like that. Yeah, because there are policies governing the use of internet, and I'm working against cyberbullying. And so in this case, if you're using AI for deep faking, that is a wrong use of AI because you're impersonating another person. Okay, and that's the wrong use of AI. And so yes, my answer to this person is that there are policies governing the use of AI and digital platforms. And when it's governing that, it means that they have if there's AI theft, there's AI policing. You understand? Yeah. If there's a criminal for AI, there's the police for AI. And so, yes, there are people monitoring. And if they're having the wrong use of it, they will fish you out. Yeah.
So, thank you so much for the great answer, and I absolutely agree with your point regarding the wrong usage of AI. That should not be happen, and I think people should more be responsible towards while they are using the AI with their subconscious, right?
Yes.
So, the next question we have, which AI tools or approaches are most effective for predicting market trends and customer behavior in rapidly changing industries?
Okay. So I don't think it's against my presentation today to promote any business. Okay, so in regards to this question, I won't mention because I have a list. So the best thing I can do is that my name in this presentation. Maybe you can reach out to me or any of the admins at GSDC, and they can refer you to me, and then yeah, I'll be happy to provide a solution to that. Yeah, because I can't promote any business here. I'm sorry.
Thank you so much for the answer. So we have last question for today that
Yes.
from the Umar, what new roles will evolve with the adoption of an organization
What roles will be evolving with adoption of AI?
in organization?
In what?
In organization.
I'm sorry, can you type that? I'm sorry.
That that question you can find in chat.
Okay,
This is
okay,
one of
okay,
the
okay. In an
participant.
organization,
Yeah,
right, right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay,
yeah.
so what new roles will evolve with the adoption of AI in? Okay, okay, okay. That's fine. And so yes, roles that will evolve. Honestly, so long as there is human capital, AI can be applied there. So long as you're not leaning too much towards the emotional side of it. Okay, if it's a streamlined process, if it's something that can be automated, if it's something that can be running 24/7 without any human monitoring, after you've programmed it to do the same, then AI can improve that. And so you're looking at HRs, they can use AI to that. In fact, even currently, HRs are using AI to their advantage. Okay. People apply for jobs, and then the AI is going to help with sorting the resumes, and then, scrutinizing which one is the correct applicants for the role and the ones that aren't qualified for the role. Right? AI has been adopted there. And I also mentioned the, entertainment industry in terms of producing music and beats or rhythm that is ideal for the market right now, right? That can also be employed in that regard. Marketing, filmmaking, countless. You just need to hop on Google right now and search. You can find a ton of uses for AI. And I feel like um, you are not going to lose your job if you know how to employ AI in the field that you are in to make your work more efficient. Because then you can't be replaced just because maybe someone might be thinking, oh, we can replace you because you're just performing a function of what the AI can do in just 5 minutes, right? But then if you're the one that can manage the automation of the AI, then it means that you become the engineer of the thing that can deliver the solution to that problem. Do you understand? And so instead of focusing on just one aspect of it, you are then providing like an all-round solution to the problem. And that makes you stay relevant in the market. Yes. And so I would rather advise, instead of focusing on the roles, focus on what AI can do all round. Okay. And then maybe you can bring it down to the role. And inside your role, there's specific areas that you mostly provide solutions to, and how you can use AI in that regard. When you do that, you stay relevant, you don't expire.
Thank you so much for the amazing answer. So, with that, it's time to end our today's question answer. Thank you so much once again, Prince, for the detailed and thoughtful answer. And let's move forward with the session. So, I have actually one question before moving forward. I have just seen in the recent newses, I'm not sure how much you are aware about it, that like Reddit, AI agents are creating a platform with so that they can speak with each other, and they can I'm not sure it's a rumor or anything like that, or it's just a publicity stunt, but I have seen this a lot in the news
Yes.
recently, that AI agents are creating a platform like Reddit. They are speaking with each other, and
Yes.
they are planning against the human.
Yes.
So
Yes.
what do you think? Like, there is a human, a subconscious mind behind this, or it's just a rumor? Like, what do you think on that?
It is not a rumor. It is a real experimented thing. Okay. Yes. And that's the thing with humans. Okay. I think there is a historical record of humans where, we had a little falling out because we all came together speaking the same language. I think this is going to be a little bit more religious, and I think there are people of different religious descent on this platform. So I wouldn't want to lean more into that. But then, the story says that, that's what happened. And then after that, we all devised our own type of language, and then we started communicating, right? And even if you can't use that as an explanation, you can use this current generation, okay, as an explanation. I believe you speak, I don't know what about your dialect is. I also speak my dialect called Tripong. I speak Chi, I speak Ga. I'm trying to speak French, and now obviously I'm speaking English. Okay. And so I just want to believe that as much as that stands, AI tools understanding the logical side of how languages are formed, because they understand this to, the most detailed and minute level. Okay. And so they understand what makes up a language in terms of anthropology, in terms of, linguistics. And so they can also form theirs. There's another type of intelligence called the linguistic intelligence. And that's one thing that AI is also really good at. And that's why when you enter a prompt to let AI write an essay for you, you can generate it in less than 5 seconds. Okay. And so, yes, that's because AI is really good at linguistic intelligence. And so they are likely to form their own, language. And that has been experimented. And yes, even the developers got frightened. They had to shut down the experiment. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really
Because I have
interesting because yeah, it's really interesting because at first computers used to communicate in binary, okay, zeros and ones. Yeah, and so
Yes.
what we are seeing, letters and pictures and images, stuff like that. But then the computers are actually communicating in zeros and ones, and you're there, you're like, wow.
Yes.
And when it comes to binary operations, I don't know, for those that did engineering on this platform, there is the AND gates, the OR gates, the XNOR gates, there is the, all of that gates, and some are negative, some are positive, some are relative, in that regard. Some are also multipliers, and that is how AI actually communicates right now. Not just with binary, they have an idea, because that's the foundation of communication with computers. And now they are doing more of the quantum computing right now, because they're smart computers or supercomputers. They are doing quantum computing, and some are also, communicating in other various digital means. And so, yes, it just makes sense when you understand it from, the intelligence bits, that AI can also form its own language, because human beings can, for instance, pidgin English. Africans especially,
Yes.
we speak our pidgin English. Maybe when you come to India, you also have a way you speak your English, right? You also
Yeah.
have a way you deliver. It affects your accent. The way you deliver is different, and all of that. So you want to believe that AI can also form its own, since it has that type of intelligence as well. Yeah. So whatever AI has been trained, it can definitely deliver on that without disappointment. Yes.
So, thank you so much for the great intake on that. Love to know about it. So, participant, as the question answer segment is closed right now, so we'll move forward to the next session. But I'll be sharing Prince LinkedIn ID in a minute. So please be with me. Just allow me a minute to share my screen. And so these are the today's challenge, guys. So today you have to complete the challenge AI and the psychology of business growth driving scalable impact into the corporate world, and you have to design an AI powered growth psychological co-pilot that help business leader understand why customer team and markets behave the way they do and translate those insights into scalable growth strategies. I have shared the challenge into the chat box so that you don't miss out. So once you complete the challenge, please make sure you're posting it on LinkedIn and you're tagging the GSDC, because while tagging the GSDC, you're giving us a chance to follow your journey and cheering for you on the every step of the way. We also have a $400 worth gift certification voucher for the winner of the AI challenge. So please take the advantage of this offer and take a part into the AI challenge. So, before moving forward, it was great session with Prince. I'm sharing his LinkedIn ID with you guys so that if you have any more query, any guidance or anything like that, you can connect with him directly. I'm sure Prince would be happy to help you out, right, Prince?
Yes, yes, very much so.
Thank you so much. So, participant, if you are ready to get certified into AI, we have certifications available into Gen AI, AI Tool Expert, Agentic AI Foundation, Agentic AI Professional, Gen AI Foundation, and Gen AI Professional. So, what you can do, you can check out our website. We are also giving a complimentary coupon code to all of our participants, which will give you a 20% off for any certification you're opting. So, if you want to get certified into AI, check out our website, use the coupon code link I have given into the chat, get 20% off, get certified into the AI. And before wrapping up the session, I just wanted to make a quick announcement regarding utility tool. So since the time I have started utility tool, it's been a quite long time, and I've also already started receiving a positive feedback from the participant who are currently using this tool on their job hunting journey. So what you can do, you can log in into utility tool by using your LinkedIn ID and password, and it will give you a recommendation according to the job designation you are targeting and the industry you are targeting, and it will re-improvise your LinkedIn profile. So if you're on your job hunting journey, this tool is especially for you. So we are also giving a complimentary coupon code to all of the participants, which will give you 100% off for making your job hunting journey even more easier. So take the help of utility tools, stand out your resume in front of the HRs and recruiters, and all the best to all job hunters out there. And if you're an ISO enthusiastic people, this session is for you. We have added a lot of new trends, new modules into this session. The session is being conducted now from 2nd Feb to 6th February at 8:30 a.m. Central, 10:30 p.m. Singapore, 8 p.m. Indian, and 9:30 a.m. Eastern. And I am going to host one more session after this, which is a learning and development session. In learning and development session, we had an impactful session yesterday, and we are going to one more have impactful session today with Charity McDonald. And the session is going to be conducted at 9:30 a.m. Central, 11:30 p.m. Singapore, 9 p.m. Indian, 10:30 a.m. Eastern. And I'm hoping to see you all there as well. With that, it's time to celebrate our referral champion. We have Leela Venkatesh, Saroj Sahu, Dauda. So special thanks to all three of you for helping us improving our initiative and reach it to the wider global audience. So you can also become part of our knowledge professionals and advisors. So what you have to do, if any of your peers, colleagues, and professional wants to join for this webinar or any other webinar, you can refer the registration link from our website, and every referral will earn you a point. And once you hit a 50 referral point, you will be able to get a free $400 worth gift certification voucher. And these are the platform where you can connect with us, guys, on our LinkedIn, on our WhatsApp, on our website. And we would love to hear your feedback. We would love to know your session key takeaways and learning outcomes. So I am sharing all of this link into the chat box so that you don't miss out. I've also shared the reviews.io link so that you don't miss out to dropping your feedbacks and suggestion. So please do connect it with all of the platform for staying updated regarding our upcoming events and trend, and do drop your feedbacks and suggestion. And if you want to be one of our speaker for learning capsules, for webinar and podcast, we would love to have you with us. You can reach out to us at pratibha@gsdccouncil.org and preetham@gsdccouncil.org. I have dropped the email ID into the chat box so that you don't miss out. With that, it's time to come to an end. Thank you so much once again, friends, for the amazing and insightful session. We are very honored to have you as our speaker. Looking forward to having you in the session as well, future session as well. Thank you so much to all of the participants for joining into our learning journey. I'm hoping to see you all tomorrow, and as well as today's next learning and development session. Today, we are going to have a topic including the AI into the learning and development. So I'm hoping to see you all there as well. Till then, keep learning, keep energizing. Have a good day, good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you are.